Hey guys, so I'm going to do another requested video today, and I'm going to do a look using some of the Sally Girl interlocking single eyeshadows that I showed you in a previous video. I'm also going to use a Sally Girl magic shadow, and if you saw my video about eyeshadows that are 69 cents and beautiful or something to that effect, uh, then you know that the Sally Girl single eyeshadows are being discontinued and the magic ones are also being discontinued. So I picked up some of those and I'm going to incorporate one of those into the look today. And I'll talk briefly about that at the end of the video. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But let's get started in the tutorial. I'm going to show you every single product that I'm using, but I'm not going to film every single step on camera. I'm going to try to edit out certain pieces so that this video won't end up being crazy long. But I will show you every single product that I'm going to use. Alright, let's get started. The very first thing I always do is moisturize my lips, and today I'm going to use the Milani Moisture Lock Coconut Oil Infused Lip Treatment. I also have the pomegranate one that has more of a tint to it, but I'm going to use this one today because of the lip product that I decided to wear. And by the way, I'm going to show you the MAC lipstick that I ended up getting when I returned my Back to MAC products. If you watched my makeup purge video that I did recently, I mentioned that I had six products to Back to MAC, and I was contemplating what lipstick to get, so I'm going to use that lipstick in today's tutorial or get ready with me video or whatever you want to call this video. Alright, so I'm just going to put some of this on my lips. And I put too much on purpose because it is still winter time. So my lips have been kind of dry. Plus, you know, a lot of the lip products that we use dry out our lips. Work that in nicely. Then the next product that I always use is my e.l.f. Eye Refresh, and this is just going to moisturize underneath my eyes. And the next product that I always use is my e.l.f. Mineral Primer, and this is just the clear one. I just do one pump on my hands. And just work that in really good. That's just going to make any foundation that you wear go on nicer. Today I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I'm in the shade NW20. This is a heavier foundation and it's slightly darker than what I've been using lately because the colors that I'm going to use for my makeup today will look better with a slightly darker foundation. So I'm going to use that with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. But this is one of the steps that I'm going to cut out because it takes quite a while to put foundation on and it's not really that exciting of a step, so be back in a second. Okay, so the next product that I'm going to use is my Femme Couture Get Flawless Skin Tone Corrector, and this is just, let's see, it just says for the color name Pink Get Bright. This is from Sally Beauty Supply. By the way, I did find my other one that I had been using by Essence, and I sort of did like a side-by-side comparison swatch, and I think I like this one better. This one is a little, just a tiny little bit creamier, but if you don't have a Sally's near you and you can't get the Femme Couture one, then the Essence one would be a really great substitution if this is something you're interested in. Alright, I'm just going to put this right on my dark circle See the difference that made? I mean, look at this side and then look at that. So it's almost like a magic stick. So I just go right into that darkness like that. Sometimes I blend it out with my finger a little bit too. It doesn't really need a lot of help blending though. The next product I'm going to use is my Wet n Wild Fergie Mattifying Powder, and I just use this to set the corrector. I'm not using concealer anymore because I feel like just using that corrector, that was the lid to the powder. It broke a long time ago. I'm finding that if I use concealer over the brightener, it just brings darkness back to that area, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm just going to take the puff that comes with the powder and just press a little bit into that area, and that's going to brighten it even more, and it will set the cream. And this does not dry out your skin at all. It just does what it needs to do. It's a great powder. They've discontinued their Fergie line, Wet n Wild has, but this product has been redesigned and repackaged. It's still available, it just doesn't say Fergie on it anymore. They may have changed the name of the product that it says on the back, but it looks just like this without the word Fergie. So if you're interested in this, it's just the white. It's like a silicone type powder, but I really like it. It's a godsend for me. Of all the things that I've tried for setting powders, this seems to work the best. The next product I'm going to use is my e.l.f. Mineral Pearls in Natural. And they look like this. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques buffing brush. And I'm just going to swirl that in there. And I have been contouring my face with this, even though it is a slightly glowy product. It doesn't look crazy. I just go around the perimeter of my face, and it just gives me a nice glow without looking too crazy. Contour my jawline, under my chin, really subtle, but I love it. I found this at a Target, but it's only at select Targets, or you can always get it from the e.l.f. website, but last time I checked it was out of stock, but hopefully it will come back into stock again. Alright, the next product I'm going to use is a blush that I had not used in a long time. By the way, I did this look on Saturday over the weekend, so I already know that I'm going to love the finished product. The finished look. Sometimes I just do something live on camera for the first time, and, you know, it's a surprise to me whether it comes out good or not, but this look that I'm doing right now I did on Saturday, and I loved it. So anyways, the blush that I used is one that I hadn't used in a long time. I've been kind of neglecting my high-end products lately, and I wanted to sort of incorporate some of them back in again because I like them and they don't deserve to be ignored. So the blush that I'm going to use is Benefit Dallas. This is sort of a blush bronzer combo. It's technically a blush, but the color family definitely reminds me of a bronzer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same brush that I just used for the e.l.f. Mineral Pearls, and I'm going to use this as a blush today. And I'm going to go right over where I did the contour, just above that. Just like that. So it's going to contour and sculpt my face even more. But I'm just going in that area. And these colors are going to be complementary for what I'm using for eyeshadows and a lip product today. So that definitely requires some more blending. I do want a pretty strong bronzy contour-ish look today though, as opposed to what I usually do. So I'm just giving this more of a circular motion now to blend it in. Okay, this side is definitely, I must have used a little more product on that side. Okay, so in order to balance this out, I guess I'll have to put just a tiny bit more on this side. Alright, that should do it. Now for a highlight today, I'm also going to use a highlight that I haven't used in a long time, and that is theBalm Mary Lou-manizer. Well, I'm sure you've seen this a million times in my videos and other people's, but it's just a beautiful gold highlighter. And I'm going to use an e.l.f. fan brush. Okay, now for an eyeshadow base today, I'm going to use a MAC paint pot. This is in the shade Camel Coat, one of the lesser known paint pots, but this is a great color to use as a base for any eyeshadow look that you're going to do that's in the neutral family. So if you've never seen this or tried it, next time you're at a MAC counter, take a look at it, because it's not as light as soft ochre, but it's not as dark as groundwork or let's see, how does it compare to Painterly? I would say it's a bit lighter than Painterly, but not as dark as groundwork and darker than soft ochre. So it's kind of in between all those colors. It's a very, I think it's a very versatile, great neutral to have for an eyeshadow base. And MAC paint pots are perfect as a base. Any eyeshadow that you use is going to go on so nice over these. That's why they're so popular. I'm just going to use my finger. So it's called Camel Coat because it is sort of a light camel tan color. So I'm going to concentrate that on my lids and then just blend a little bit of it up into the crease area, but I want to concentrate the majority of it on my lids. Yeah, this is kind of a unique color for a cream shadow. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before in terms of a colored base. Okay, so now we're going to get to the Sally Girl eyeshadows. The first shade that I'm going to use is Champagne, and this is one of the interlocking single shadows. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my ring finger. It's just a champagne gold shade, and I'm going to put that right on the brow bone. Just blend it with my finger. And the next shade that I'm going to use is one of the magic shadows. And the person who requested this video told me about these magic shadows. I wasn't even aware of them. And she was like, oh, you should try those too. And thank you so much for that recommendation, because these are so much fun. And like I said at the beginning of the video, they're also 69 cents. So I guess they're being discontinued. The one I'm going to use today is called Now You See Me. This is the perfect crease shade. The funny thing about these magic shadows is they look like one color, but then they apply like a different color. And when you buy them, you don't know, unless you read reviews or something, you don't know what color it's going to be once it's applied, so it's a total crapshoot. So this one looks like sort of a greenish color, but then it applies as a brown, and it's a great brown for a crease shade, I think. And at the end of the video, I'm just going to show you a few of the shadows that I'm not using in this tutorial. But let's get back to the actual video. Oh, I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush, and I don't know the actual name of this, but I think this came with the starter eye set kit. This is a great brush for crease work. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that magic shadow on my brush, and these are pretty pigmented. I feel like these are a little bit more pigmented than the interlocking single eyeshadows. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the crease area and just kind of buff that into that area. Yeah, the color that these start off as, sometimes you can kind of figure out what color they're going to apply as, but most of the time it's going to end up being something completely different than what you expected. I bought 4 of them, and it's now I'm really curious, like the ones that I didn't buy, if they're not going to apply the color that they look like, what color are they going to apply? So for 69 cents, I think I might end up getting even more. Same thing with the interlocking single shadows. I really have enjoyed using these, and for that price, I think it's worth picking up a whole bunch of them because they are fun to use. Yeah, these two products have been around forever. And you know, once a product has been around for a long time, if someone has already bought it, then they probably won't buy it again if they have a big collection, because you know, it takes forever to go through a whole container of something unless you're going to be using it every day. Okay. This one here needs a little bit more. All right. So on my lids, I'm going to go back to one of the single interlocking shadows. This one is called Golden Bronze. And that's exactly what it looks like, a golden bronze. And I'm going to put this on my lids. I'm going to use my ring finger. And then I'm just going to take a little more. and sort of pat that on top. The first layer I sort of blended on, and then the second layer I kind of patted it just to give it a little more of the true color. Okay, next I'm going to take a Zoeva Luxe pencil brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of that shade right along the lower lash line. And then on the outside corner, I'm going to do a little bit of that magic shadow in Now You See Me. Just on the outer half, I would say. Okay, then I'm going to use New York Colors Showtime Kohl Kajal in True Black. And this is just a black Kohl eyeliner. And I'm going to do my tight line first. And then I'm going to do my waterline. And then I'm going to use Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. And it's kind of boring watching somebody put on mascara, so I'll be back in a second. And next I'm going to use my LA Colors I Heart Makeup Brow Palette in light to medium. And I'm going to use the darkest shade for the brow powder. And then I'm going to use the darker of the two waxes after that. And I'm going to use a Wet n Wild small angled brush. And I'm going to do that off camera because you guys just saw me do my brows last Friday. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so brows are on, and the only thing left to do is lips. And I'm going to start with a NYX Slim Lip Liner in Peekaboo Neutral. And this is just a nice neutral lip liner. And I'm going to fill them in. This goes with a lot of lipsticks. Definitely worth getting. I've found myself using it a lot since I bought it. So the MAC lipstick that I ended up choosing is one that most of you probably have, but I never bought this one because I already had Wet n Wild Bare It All. But I think my next makeup purge that I do, I'm going to have to toss that one because it will have gotten to be about that age that it should be tossed. So that lipstick is a dupe for this. And what I'm talking about is MAC Velvet Teddy. Can't believe I didn't already have this, but like I said, I already had the Wet n Wild Bare It All, so you don't really need both. So I picked this up in anticipation of purging that Wet n Wild one. So this is a matte lipstick, and it's just a really great neutral nude. It's a very neutral nude, I would say. Really, really easy color to wear with a lot of looks. Alright, let me go take my hair down and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so that's the finished look. It's just kind of a neutral, bronzy look. Doesn't have a lot of color to it. All neutral shades that I used. And I just wanted to quickly show you what I was talking about at the beginning of the video as far as these magic shadows go. The other 3 shades that I bought of the magic shadows are Enchanted. This is the white one, but it swatches, let me just show you. It swatches like a light blue, purple, white color. You know, that could make an interesting highlight. I don't know though, because it's got just enough blue and purple in it that, I don't know, I'll have to play around with that. And then I got Magic Trick. This one looks gold, but when you swatch it, it still looks gold. But when the light hits it a certain way, it looks like a lime green. Yeah, it's not really showing up in this lighting, but in the lighting that I was looking at it before, it looked kind of lime green. And then Charmed looks like a pink. Wow, this is crazy because it still looks like a pink, but when I was looking at this before, alright, see, that doesn't look like a pink now. It looks like a sort of a gold color. So the pink one swatches gold, the gold one swatches sort of a lime green in the right lighting, and then the white one swatches white with light blue and purple mixed in. So they change colors. And then as far as the single interlocking shadows go, I showed you some of these before, but I I got a bunch of them. I went back and got more colors of these and have been playing around with them, and a lot of these I haven't even used yet, but yeah, these are a lot of fun. They're 69 cents a piece if you have a Sally Beauty Supply card, and I think these things are all worth getting. I mean, for the price, they're just so much fun to play with, and you could do so many different things with all these colors that they have. So that's the finished look. Very everyday wearable, any event situation you could do this because there are no crazy colors in this look. No color at all, really, just all neutrals. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.